Ladies and gentlemen, this is Joe's Classic Video Games back with another cool pinball repair video for you this evening. We have been working on this super cool Williams Lucky 7 pinball machine that our buddy Rodney brought us. He got this for a song and it's pretty rough. It was pretty beat up, or in some ways. So like the front's kind of worn. It's kind of dirty. The lockdown bars broke, and it was missing a bunch of stuff. So it had a back glass that was in pretty rough shape. We've got a better one that we're putting in it for him. It's missing a whole bunch of the boards. It was missing the master display. It was missing the power supply. The MPU is destroyed. The driver board's missing. We put a replacement power supply in it and rebuilt it. And we kind of messed with the power a little bit coming into the cabinet, the AC, and got the lights working, and figured we'd go ahead and mess with the playfield a little bit. So that's what we're going to do in this video. We're going to go through the playfield. It's not too bad off. It's just pretty dirty. The main problem is this window here, this feature here, the plastic's cracked. But we haven't been able to successfully find one of those yet. We got our eyes out. All of the plastics on the playfield are in pretty good shape. They're just dirty. So they'll look a lot better once we clean them up. And the playfield itself is just dirty. There is some wear here. And a little bit here. But this is what we're starting with. So we're trying to bring this thing back from the dead. It had been parted out, abused. Nobody's been taking care of it for quite a long time, but you know what, we're going to fix it, get it back doing its thing where people can enjoy it and have fun playing it. What do you think of that? So I had someone the other day complain on one of these videos that we did and said that, oh, 10 minutes of my life I'll never get back. All you did was take things off the playfield with the screwdriver. Well, buddy, that's what we're doing here. I mean, you know, we're working on the playfield. That's how you do it. And if you don't like it, you can just fast forward through it, but you're missing a bunch of cool stuff. So I don't know why anybody would do that. We try not to be deceptive with our titles. You know, if we put it in the title, that's what's happening. You know, if I'm showing you a picture of the playfield, that's what we're working on. So we're going to mess with the playfield a little bit here. So I'm going to get Joe to clean this thing up, run through it, and we'll see what it ends up doing. So we're going to take it all apart, clean it, wax it, replace all the rubber rings, replace all the light bulbs, and then put it all back together. So let's do that. time, people. The way I see it, if people take the trouble to send me something, the best I can do is tell them thanks in a video. So one of our viewers, Mr. Carey, is a photographer, as I understand it, among other things. So I talked to him on the phone a little bit. He was working on a machine that we helped him with a little bit, and he told me he'd like to send me a present. So I got this in. Look at this. See what you've been, what's that say? Missing, I'm sorry. See what you've been missing, Virginia 360. And here is the website, www.va360.com. I checked that out a little bit, so I know what this is. This is going to be something unique. Let's see if I can open it with one hand. It's kind of heavy. You probably know what this is. You can probably tell. You gotta be careful. Don't want to go too deep. This is going to be cool. It's going to be neat. Well, if I can. Next time, I'm cutting it open and then starting the video. Okay. Let me make sure there's not a letter here. There is not. Okay, cool. All right. Look at this beautiful book. It says Mark Benjamin Carey's Virginia 360. Forged by freedom, tempered by time. Now he's telling me that basically he is taking pictures, photos, and then editing them together into a panorama, but he's not doing it like, you know, the way you can do it now with your camera. You just take a panoramic picture. No, he did this digitally. So basically he would take an entire series of pictures of a location and then edit them together. He said it took him about 9 years to do all the traveling, take all the pictures, and then edit all of the photos. And then each area, it looks like it's got a little story about the history of it. Oh, here's something close to my heart. Shenandoah, right? Reminds me of the Shenandoah Valley up near West Virginia, where I'm from. I was born in West Virginia. Look at that photo, though. So, very cool book. Well, yeah, he told me it was coming, and it got here. Well, thank you, Mark. It made it in one piece. It looks great. I will read through it and check it out. And if anybody is interested in it, the Big Blue Book of Virginia, 8 by 18 inch, 220 page hardbound with French fold jacket. So you can see that this was a labor of love. This guy probably spent a lot of time and a lot of money making this. It says, type in the GPS and let's drive. Let's see what we've been missing. Wow. Oh, look, it's got it. It gives you the GPS coordinates of everything. Very cool. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate it, buddy. I will put this in a place of honor on my bookshelf, and I'll read through it and enjoy all of the photos. So thank you. So I appreciate whenever people mail me stuff. Like I said, the least I can do is just show them that we got it in. So thank you, Mark. Good luck with your machine, and I'll talk to you on the phone again probably soon, or email. But very cool. It made it here in one piece. What a huge book, too. Very cool. All right, folks, this is how it turned out so far. Usually we have the thing up and running before we do this, but we're kind of doing it backwards on this one. But I think the Playfield came out pretty good. You can see Joey touched up the black rings a little bit. That helped it a little bit without having to touch up the actual green. There's still a little wear, but just putting the circles back on really helped. The main problem, again, is this cracked piece. Having trouble finding that. We're looking everywhere. Apparently it's pretty common for that to break, and then no one's reproduced it yet. We touched up here on this left, and you can see that the color's not quite perfect, so it's a little marbled there, but it looks pretty good, I think. And again, you know, we didn't touch up every little thing, so there's wear here and there. But all in all, it presents pretty well, I think. So the next thing that we need to do is we need to try to start getting the boards running in it so we can actually play it. So if you didn't see the previous video, we actually got the power supply running. So let me take the back glass down, and then I'll show you what the inside of the back box looks like. So here is the back box. Someone had started parting this thing out, so we're parting it back in, okay? All these people are destroying stuff. We're producing stuff. I just noticed that it doesn't have the master display. That needs some. We need that. Okay. A lot of light bulbs are missing too, so we're going to swap all them, obviously. We've got 4 displays. Who knows if they work. And then on the previous video, like I said, we fixed up the power supply. We checked all of the voltages on it. It's good to go. We haven't done the 2 mods yet for the 2 bridge rectifiers. And it does have a board in it, but this board is destroyed. I mean, we may be able to save it. I don't know. What do you think? Can we save that thing? It's not the end of the world, I guess. That's kind of bad there. What do you think? Should we try to save it? It's not horrible. We used to have a guy that came in and said that. He'd look at something and he'd say, it's not horrible. I don't know. I kind of like to look at that board. I think I might save it. I think maybe we save it. Okay, so that'll be our plan. Well, let me put all the bulbs in this thing. And I'll see if I can find another display board. And then we're going to need a driver board. And I've got that somewhere. So let me see if I can find a driver board and a master display board here. So I looked around, and we actually have a second head to this machine. We just ended up with an extra head a couple years ago. And it just happened to be for this. That's how we got the extra back glass. And in the other head, we had a master display. So I have no clue if it works, but I went ahead and put it in here. So it's all in the same spot. Of course, we'll be testing through everything. I replaced all the light bulbs. It's all just general illumination, so of course they all work. Didn't have any sockets that were acting up or anything. So we're getting closer to complete. Like I said, I believe we'll try to save that board. This machine, I believe, uses chimes, that are down on the bottom still. And so we need the driver board. And so I found this one in my collection. It looks pretty clean, and it's already got a couple chips socketed, but look at this. It looks like a message from the past. I do believe that's my handwriting. It says, "Won't boot." So that sounds like a challenge from the past to me. Okay. So I think maybe that'll be the one that we try to get to boot. Just because it says it won't. So that's what we're going to do. So we'll do a video next time where we work on the MPU. That'll be the first one. All right. And once we get that going, we'll get the driver board going. Once we get that going, we'll work on the displays. But that MPU is going to take a while with all of that acid damage. Not acid damage, alkaline damage. So leave your comments below. Let us know what you think so far. What do you think of our plan? You think I can save that board? I think I can. I hope I can. So let us know what you think. Make sure to give us a thumbs up for taking the trouble to film it for you. We didn't have to do that, folks. I hope you enjoyed it. We had someone leave us a pretty nasty comment on the last video that we did the Playfield on and said, "Oh, I wasted 20 minutes of my time." Because he's too stupid to turn off something that I don't know what he thought was going to happen. I mean, it was kind of obvious what we were doing. We were just taking the stuff off the playfield, cleaning the playfield, and then putting it back. I guess he thought maybe like a monster was going to show up or something. I don't know. But, so, I hope you enjoyed it. I guess he didn't, but he can't tell us about that anymore because we blocked him. So leave your comments down below. If you have any really nasty ones, I'll probably block you too, but hopefully nobody will be that rude. But we will see you on the next video where hopefully we'll get this thing doing something. But sometimes whenever you get these where they're just complete basket cases, it takes quite a bit to work through them and get everything going. So I'm sure most of you understand that. But I'm pretty confident that we've got the playfield in pretty good shape now. We've got the power supply in pretty good shape now. Of course, we did some work on the power routing into the cabinet on the first video, and we're ready to try to get the boards to do their ones and zeros. So we will see you on the next one. Make sure to check out my brother Donnie. My brother has his own channel here on YouTube. There's a link down below. We do arcade games, pinball machines, jukeboxes. My brother Donnie does old vehicles, old buildings, and he has a farm with cows and goats, and a fun time is had by all. So I'll see you over there on his channel, but we'll be back in 2 days where we'll start working on this MPU board, and I'll see you then.